Good morning. I seem to do my best thinking early in the morning, so good morning. Over the years, I've been asked by people why do interviewers, including me, ask you to describe a serious problem or challenge. As I was thinking about how the best way to answer this is, in a constructive way, I remembered a quote from Norman Vincent Peale, the author of The Power of Positive Thinking. I think he made this quote in 1932. I believe the whole quote was, "The only people without problems are in the cemetery. Problems are a sign of life. If you don't have problems, get down on your knees and pray." I've said for years, you're either growing or you're dying. Acknowledging and solving problems is a sign you're growing. Avoiding or ignoring problems is a sign you're dying. All humans experience problems. Not all humans use them to grow and improve. Do you remember hearing the colleges that said they had to have safe rooms? During one of my first interviews, I had two great candidates, and I was leaning towards one. During the final interview, the sales rep shared with me that during their last sales meeting, they were going to have some layoffs. He no more than finished the sentence and he broke down crying. This was his first situation where he could lose his job, and he came unglued. His problem-solving muscle was not developed. He was going to survive. We chose the other candidate, who was much more composed. If he were on the verge of losing his job, I'm confident we would have never known. And he turned out to be one of our best sales reps. As the interviewer hears the answer from the applicant, they are listening for the attitude you bring to problems. Were they excited about sharing a challenge and the success that followed? Or were they down and telling you how unfair life was? Everyone has potential as a job candidate. The question is, how long will it take to train you? And do I have the resources? What will the cost of training you be, especially if you have no or limited experience solving problems? Sarah Blakely reportedly said, "My dad encouraged us to fail growing up. At dinner each week he would ask us what we failed at. If we said nothing, he was very disappointed." Sarah's father was very committed to helping his son and daughter develop their problem-solving muscle. Sarah started Spanx, and she is a very successful businesswoman. So what is the attitude you approach problems with? Optimism or pessimism? If you avoid the interview question or give an evasive answer, no one knows how you're going to react in a challenging situation, and we will have one. You have to assume the worst. I had an executive assistant that I thought was great until one day when I was working with managers in the conference room, the printer in her office stopped working. She literally ran down the hall screaming, "The printer stopped working, the printer's offline." Most of my 70 employees stopped what they were doing and went out in the hall to see what was happening. People started speculating on what was happening. Not a good situation. This was not a serious problem, and it was fixed in a matter of minutes. But everyone was in the hall trying to figure out how bad things were. Productivity came to a complete stop. What if it would have been a more serious problem? Do you want people that would address the problem calmly and effectively, or panic and disrupt everyone around them? During an interview, an applicant told me he'd never had a major problem or challenge in his career. So I challenged him. You've never had a relative pass away? You've never lost a job? You've never had a car accident? And he smiled and said, "I've had a very blessed life. I've never had a challenge in my life, especially a major challenge." So we talked for a few minutes, and I ended the interview. And he asked me why. And I said, "To be frank with you, you've never had a serious problem. And I don't know how you're going to react. And I can't take the risk that you're going to come unglued or disrupt everybody around you. So I wish you the best and have a great day." So how well developed is your problem and challenge muscle? Will you be working on the solution quietly, or will you disrupt all around you? This is why an interviewer should ask that question and pay close attention to your answer. One tip I give all my career development clients is to start a journal of your situation, actions, and the results that were measurable and quantifiable. SARS, situation, action, results. I asked them a few questions to get them started and jog their memory on situations that they've had and work their way through. Then I asked them to keep the journal close so when the SARS pop into their mind, which they will, they can add it to their list. People that do this are much more prepared to answer the question during an interview, and they can see just how far they've come in their development. So may you only see bright, shiny eyes looking back at you. May you have a long, happy, and successful life. Till next time.